So here's a quick tutorial about what you'll be doing in this Graphing Simple Motion skills test. When you pop it up, you're going to see this little introductory page, and it kind of describes the activity. You click on Begin, and what you see is you got this little boat racer in the middle of this river. And in your quiz, it tells you you're actually able to choose any variables you want in this. So when you click on paddles, you're going to see you can make the person paddle more frequently or less frequently, et cetera, et cetera. You can make them really, really strong, Herculean, or Odyssean, or Achillean, Parisian, et cetera. That's essentially how hard they're going to paddle. You can increase and decrease the mass of the boat and person. And what's important is that you leave your river current to be none to start things out. So you can have any of these others, except the very important thing that your river current is none. That's the first thing that's mentioned in the instructions for the quiz. And then it tells you to just go ahead and hit start, and you let your person paddle here. And it is important that you stop them when they reach the 0 meter position. And that's where you're going to start taking data. So you're going to actually take data, the position of the rower and the time they're at that position. So if I were doing the data, I'd have to write down at 0 seconds, my person was at position 0 meters. It took 6.4 seconds to get there. Or that was the person's time at that position. And so forth and so on. You hit resume, and you create another data point when they reach the 25 meter mark, which is your first red dot, because you notice that you have 0 meters, 100 meters. So that means that each of these is 25 meters. 25 meters, 50 meters, 75 meters, 100 meters. And you collect your data. So 11.8. And then you graph it. So you should open a graphing program like this one, and you're going to plot your data. Now it is very important, and I stress this in the instructions, that you enter your time values on the x-axis, your position values on the y-axis. So, and if you really want to remind yourself, you can say, okay, time, and I want position over here. Because remember, you want to create a position versus time graph. Position is going to be on the y-axis, time is going to be on the x-axis. Of course, my position for the first point was 0. And remember, I think it was, what, 6.4 seconds. And then at 25 meters, it was, what, 11.8 or something like that. And again, you're going to collect your own data, so that's not that important. And then it tells you to hit the fit link. So we can see our graph here, and then I can do a fit, and you're going to choose the linear option. And you're going to wind up with a line like this. Now it wants you to take a screen grab. It means, essentially take a screenshot of this page, including this information up in the right-hand corner. That's important for your instructor to be able to see. Once you've done all that, there's a bunch of questions for you to answer, and I'm going to leave those up to you. Notice in questions 5 and 6, it has a couple of hypotheticals. What if you did this differently? What if you did that differently? Well, if you're not sure, go ahead and do it, and that's why you have a program to play around with. So go back to your thing and reset things and change the parameters, change the variables, and see how that impacts your graph, and then answer the questions that way.